Hey guys, Gary J here. Here's a look at the Generation X Gill Hibbens throwing knives. And these are kind of small knives here, but they've got a good weight to them. And they're made by United Culture. Gill Hibbens is pretty famous as a knife maker and one very unique and almost space age type design knives and so forth. He has a long history of knife making. But these knives right here are, they come in this little pouch here. Nothing real fancy about that. And the blades here on this particular model, and there's a lot of different knives that Gill Hibbens makes on his designs and stuff like that, or has other companies make, like United Culture. And on this one right here, the length of it's 7 inches. That's a little small for me, 7 inches. However, you know, if you're inside your house and things like that, these are good, kind of like you would throw darts and stuff like that at a dartboard. These are good to throw. You look at the thickness of this blade here, which is not bad. The weight of this is 3.1 ounces. 3.1 ounces. That weight is not bad, really, for a knife like this. I had showed another knife in a video, Perfect Point, and Perfect Point here is 8.5 inches long. This Perfect Point, 8.5 inches long, and the weight of this is 3.3 ounces, I think, 3.3. So it's almost the same weight as this one. This one's just a little bit thicker, beefier looking. And both of these knives throw about the same as far as the same distance. Design. Gill Hibbens makes all kinds of designs of knives, and he's a true master knife maker and designer of fantasy type knives and things of that nature. And maybe you can read that. Now, this was made in China. A lot of these knives are made in China, and this stainless steel, these are pretty nice. And it comes with this case right here, which is a decent made case for these kind of blades, and you know, but the Gill Hibbens knives right here. So now throwing these are a little bit sharp, not too bad. You can dull it a little bit if you want to. Throwing knives usually just want the point to be sharp. And throwing these right here, they're kind of like other small knives. You can grab it in the hole at the bottom right here, or choke up on it a little bit more. Kind of varies how you want to do it. Hold it kind of vertical, or hold it horizontal, and throw it and release. And the distance on this one, to me, was like 7 feet 6 inches from the target. 7 feet 6 inches from the target. And I usually hold it kind of vertical. So that works for me. Now, if you're holding it by the point, then with a pinch grip too, then you're looking at about 10 feet. I think it was 10 feet, 10 inches throwing by the point, which is pretty much the same as throwing this one here that's a little bit longer, but the weight of these two are pretty close. So these two, you can almost throw them side by side. And the critical thing about these little knives, again, is that when you throw them and you release them, when you release like this position here, where the tip of this is close to this lamp base, if you throw and release it past that, it's going to turn sometimes too much or not enough. If you release it right at the corner of like this distance that you see the knife point pointing to the lamp base, if you release it back here, it's not going to hit the same way because these are shorter knives and they spin a lot faster. So you really need to concentrate on your release and your throw. So you can't go out this way on one throw and here another throw and then back here another throw and expect them to hit the same way every time. So you're going to have to be pretty consistent. That'll help you build your accuracy too. And when you release these knives, you got to learn to release them vertical. You have a tendency to turn them sideways when you release them. That's kind of a normal thing, the way your wrist and your hand work. So you have to kind of practice on releasing them vertical. And some people will throw them naturally at probably 20 to 30 degrees, like this right here is a natural throw for the wrist, going like this right here. But they throw real well and they stick real well because of their design. And this is really a pretty design. And they make, I think, a lot bigger version than this 7-inch, maybe a 9-inch or 10-inch version of this one right here. And it may be an 11-inch version. That's pretty hefty. But these are great throwing knives here. And again, these are more like, to me, would be like inside knives of your house or something like that. Or, there's only 3 in this set. And I think I paid $10 for this set. Now, this set right here came from Optic Planet, the same place that these blades, Perfect Point, came from. And that was the Perfect Point. 12 blades like this inside here. And I paid like $30, no shipping and handling. And in this one, I think it was like $10 or $11 and no shipping and handling. So that was pretty cheap. And Gill Hibbens is known for, a decent quality knife. So I'll show you how these throw. And, this is just something to play around with. You can play in your bedroom or something like that if you're careful. But Gill Hibbens makes a lot of different types of knife designs. I mean, he's been doing that for over 40 years, maybe close to 50 years, making knives. And some of his knives have been in various movies and so forth. And especially some of these mystical movies and things like that. He's a real artist. So you're going to get a good quality knife with Gill Hibbens. Thanks for watching, guys. Gary J. Okay, guys, we're going to be throwing these by Gill Hibbens, and nice design by Gill Hibbens. Now, these are only 7 inches long, so they're pretty small, but they're kind of thick and beefy, but they still only weigh about 3.1 ounces. But again, they're 7 inches long, a little short, and we're going to be throwing a little white spot on the tree. Going to be using a pinch grip on the handle. All of those are vertical in at 90 inches, which would be 7 feet 6 inches, 7 feet 6 inches. All of those are pretty much at 3 o'clock, which is a real good throw. Kind of where you want them, close to 3 o'clock. Here we go. Not bad right there. We hit the target at the bottom and almost at the very top. Here we go again. That's pretty good. The last throw, you hit the target. That was just right underneath it. Try again. Let's try again. We're going to be throwing these by the tip this time, by the blade, and we are throwing it 10 feet 10 inches, 10 feet 10 inches. That's a pretty good throw right there. Down by the point. Just a little bit above the target, one below. Not too bad, a little low. Doing about the blade. We got two blades side by side at 3 o'clock. The other one kind of dropped down. Looks like an underspin, but so that was a good throw. Just a little bit above, about an inch above the target. So it throws real well. These though, I like these knives actually. They got a little beefier size to them. They feel a lot better than the real thin ones that I have that are 8.5 inches long. But that would be nice if they were bigger knives.